The sky is so large and is such a mystery. I teach a unit on astronomy, and it's such an in-depth topic that it only opens up more questions to my students. Unfortunately, we do not have enough time to cover all of those questions and answer everything they want to know. So here is Google Sky, which would have some more information about the questions that they may have. In addition to what you actually see on the computer screen here, there's also an app that can be used on a smartphone for called Google Sky. Sometimes it's also called Google Sky Maps. But the neat thing about that app is you can point your cell phone in any given direction and it will show you the stars and the planets and other celestial objects that are in that particular direction. This allows students to see that even though there is blue sky, if you point it up towards the sky, the stars are still there, of course. It's just not visible because of the sun. They can also point it down towards the ground and see what stars would be visible on the other side of the earth. This gives students a better understanding of the movement of the earth. And here, on the actual computer, there's some additional features that are not available on the smartphone. If you click here, you can see the different constellations. So you can click on one and it will show you the different constellations in the sky. But if I go back to the home screen, the part that's really cool is if you go to the Hubble showcase, it will show you different objects that have been recorded by the Hubble telescope. So we're going to go to the Crab Nebula, which is absolutely beautiful looking. And when you pull it up, it gives you some information about the Crab Nebula, and students can go through and read this, find out when it was discovered, and all sorts of information. If you click on this link, which I did earlier, pulling this up, it will take you to the Hubble website, and it will give you some more information about the particular object that you want to further research. All right, and there are tons of different options here along the bottom. All right, also, let's go ahead and close this out. This is the visible spectrum right here, but we can also switch over to infrared. Wavelengths, we can switch over to microwave wavelengths, and then historical is going to show the constellations again as well. Another option, you can do backyard astronomy. So you can click on some of the different stars and star clusters that are seen in the sky. Just lots of different options here. This gives them like a closer view of what they see it at a larger picture, but then if you zoom in, what you will be able to see. Okay, go back to home. This is the X-ray showcase. So if we click on any of these, you'll get visuals of X-rays that have been taken, which are just simply amazing to look at. And then there's more information here that you can read, and if you click on it, it'll take you to another link again. And that's the Crab Nebula, the one that we just looked at before, but we looked at it in the visible spectrum. If we go back to the home page, we can also click on the Galaxy Showcase. And this just shows all the different galaxies. This is Spiral Galaxy. There's another one. And it just shows all the different types of galaxies that they have visibly taken pictures of. So go back to home. There's also this Spitzer Infrared Showcase, and this will just show everything in the infrared spectrum. And then they can do further research into these different objects as well. There's also podcasts, so you can click on an object, so a date, March 21st, 2008, and there was a full moon and equinox set the date of Easter. And so there's some information on that. Moon, Venus, and Jupiter were all seen before dawn on February 2nd. So you can just go through and see some different stories and some different podcasts and find out some different information. All right, so that covers everything here. Solar system, there's not as much here. You can click on moon and the links. Okay, that link's not working at the moment. That's okay. Also, you can see the location of wherever you are pointing in the sky right here on the bottom left. An additional feature is you can type in whatever you want to know. So let's say we're looking at Crab Nebula. So you type in Crab Nebula and it will pop up to the Hubble telescope and it'll give you the visual. Something outside of Google Sky, still related but slightly outside, is Google Moon and Google Mars. This is kind of fun because I'm going to click on Mars and open that tab too. This is fun because you can see some of the visuals on Mars. So here's Mars, visible wavelengths, go infrared and see some of the locations that the Mars rover has landed. And then you can do the same thing. You can look at some of the different features, mountains, canyons, ridges, plains, different things that they have mapped out on Mars. And then additionally, there's also Google Moon. And on Google Moon, you can see the different Apollo missions and where they landed and where men walked on the moon. You can see just the visible, take that off. You can also switch and do elevation, and it will show you the different elevations in the mountains that are on the moon. So these are just some of the features of Google Sky, which is just a fun app to play around with and to discover more about the universe around us. Thank you for listening.